What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Zero Lab. Today is the release day of the new TCG Pocket set Shining Revelry, which is always a very exciting day for TCG Pocket enjoyers. And today we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 new decks to try from this new set. A lot of cool new cards coming out in this set, a lot of new EXs and trainer cards and stuff like that that I think are going to make the meta really interesting. So we're going to take a look at the top 5 new decks to try. But before we jump into that, don't forget to leave a like on this video, comment down below on what decks you're excited to try out in this new format, and then subscribe to this channel, as that really helps us grow the channel. But starting off with number 5, we have Pachirisu Electivire. We have the new Pachirisu from this set with the Plasma attack, where it does 10 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Then you take a Lightning Energy from your Energy Zone and attach it to one of your benched Lightning Pokemon. This pairs really well with the new Pikachu EX from the set with the Thunderbolt attack. It does 150 damage for 3 Lightning Energy, and then you discard all the energy. So a great way to increase those or a great way to knock out those basic or bigger Pokemon EXs. And then there's the Electivire that I believe came from our Space-Time Smackdown set. For 2 Lightning Energy, it has the exciting Voltage attack, where it does 40 plus 80 more damage if you have 2 extra Lightning Energies on it. So for 4 Lightning Energy, the Electivire will do 120. So the Pachirisu can help us power up that Electivire more quickly, as well as power up this new Pikachu EX. And then we have in here 2 Research, obviously for consistency, and 2 of the new Iono Supporter, where each player shuffles their hand into their deck and draws the same number of cards that they had in that original hand. So just a new consistency supporter in that Iono. So 2 Research, 2 Iono, and then we have 2 of the new red card. Not red card, we already have red card, but a red supporter card that says that during this turn, your Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX. So our Electivire can hit 140 then when we play a red, and then our Pikachu can hit 170 when we play a red. To round out the list, we have 2 Pokeballs, 1 Pokemon Communication, 2x Speed, and then 2 Giant Capes. The Giant Capes just give our Pikachu a little bit more HP, our Electivire is a little bit more HP, but really I think they're important to put on your Pachirisu because you're hoping to survive a little bit longer as that Pachirisu, to use that Plasma attack several times to hopefully power up both an Electivire and the Pikachu EX before starting to swing with those. So certainly this is a deck that likes to go second. Wants to use that Pachirisu turn 1. We have the X speeds to get out of our other Pokemon into that Pachirisu if we start something other than Pachirisu. And that's the reason we're playing the Electabuzz with 1 retreat cost. There's an Electabuzz with a 2 retreat cost that has an attack that attaches a Lightning Energy to itself. That one's also very good, but I think you just want to be able to retreat out of all of your basic Pokemon into the Pachirisu if you need to with that X speed. So yeah, I think this deck is pretty interesting. The Electivire is cool, the new Pikachu EX is cool, and the Pachirisu is great new Lightning type acceleration in TCG Pocket, so give this deck a try. Number 4, we have the new Beedrill EX. This Beedrill EX has the Crushing Spear attack that for 2 Grass Energy does 80 damage, then you discard a random energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So, it is a Grass-type Pokemon, Stage 2, so it's going to take a little bit to get into your Beedrill EX. So we have the Kangaskhan to set up behind with the Dizzy Punch attack for 1 colorless energy. It does flips 2 coins, then it does 30 per heads. So a good kind of wall to set up behind. And then we have 1 Shaman in here as well for some additional healing. Then 2 Research and 1 Iono as our consistency supporters, 2 Pokeball and 1 Pokemon Communication. Then we have 2 Ericas in here for healing, 2 Leaf to help us retreat out of that Kangaskhan into our Beedrills once we're ready to go. Then 1 of the new Pokemon Center Lady, just another healing supporter where you heal 30 damage from your active Pokemon and heal all status conditions from it. So just more healing support for grass types, not specifically for grass types, just more healing support. And grass types already have the best healing support with Erica. So this seems like an interesting way to go about building Beedrill for sure. And the Beedrill does have an annoying attack where it's discarding energy from your opponent's Pokemon. And yeah, I think this could be a cool way to play the deck. However, I actually have a second version of Beedrill that we're going to go over here as well, leaning less heavily into the healing aspect of grass type Pokemon and more into the disruption aspect of that Crushing Spear attack where it's discarding energy. So we're going to be playing in this version of the deck a 2/2/2 Beedrill line, 2 Kangaskhan, cut the Shaman, cut the Pokemon Center Lady, and we're playing 2 Team Rocket Grunts. Team Rocket Grunt is a new supporter card coming out in this set where you flip a coin until you get tails, and then for each heads, you discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So just leaning into that energy discard shenanigans of the Beedrill EX and playing 2 Team Rocket Grunts in here as well. So I think this is potentially a better version of the deck. The other version, you can heal a little bit longer until you get into that Beedrill EX and, heal your Beedrill EX as well with the Ericas and that sort of thing. It's a little bit interesting, but I do think maybe the Team Rocket Grunt version is just a better way to play the deck. The problem that you're going to have is, again, Beedrill's a stage 2, so it takes a little bit of a time sometimes to get it fully set up, evolved all the way up into that Beedrill and start attacking with that Crushing Spear. So even when you're attacking with the Kangaskhan, you can be using that Team Rocket Grunt to disrupt your opponent. So I do think Beedrill is really interesting, and give either of these versions of the deck a shot today now that the set is released. Jumping into number 3, we have Clodsire EX. The new Paldean Clodsire EX is a stage 1 Pokemon with 160 HP. For 2 Dark Energy, it has the Venoshock attack where it does 60 damage plus 60 more damage if your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned. Several ways to poison your opponent's active Pokemon. First of all, we have the Paldean Wooper. Just has the Poison Jab attack for 1 Dark Energy, does 10 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Great, turn 1 going second attack. But we also have this new Grafai Eye that is a stage 1, and it has the poison coating ability that says that once during your turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. We're playing a 2-2 line of these, so you can get 2 of them set up. If one of them fails, maybe the other one hits heads, and you can get them poisoned that way. Then we just have 1 Darkrai EX in here for just another attacker, as well as just additional damage output. Obviously, once you have a Paldean Clodsire evolved, it's got pretty good HP, and so it can be pretty tanky. And so we can just do additional damage once we get it set up with just 2 energy. We can start attaching energy for turn 2 the Darkrai EX to get a little bit of extra damage onto our opponent's active Pokemon. That combined with a red, so if we think about how this could go, let's say our Paldean Clodsire is already powered up, our opponent is poisoned, so our Venoshock attack is doing 120, plus 10 more from the poison, that's 130, plus 20 more from a red, that's 150, plus 20 more from a Darkrai EX's ability, that's 170. So that's a pretty good damage numbers that we can hit in a turn. So a 2-2 Paldean Clodsire line in here, 2-2 Grafai, 1 Darkrai EX, 2 Research, 2 Red, a Cyrus, an Iono, 2 Pokeballs, 2 X Speeds, and then a Giant Cape, just to make any of our guys a little bit bigger. And a 180 HP Paldean Clodsire sounds good to me. Coming in at number 2, we have Babarrel EX. This new Babarrel EX is 160 HP, stage 1, normal type Pokemon with the Carefree Press attack for 4 energy. Does 100 damage, then you heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. So the perfect tank and heal Pokemon for us to use. How do we power this guy up? Well, we're going to be utilizing the Manaphy. The Manaphy with the Oceanic Gift ability. Choose 2 of your benched Pokemon and attach a water energy from your energy zone to each of them. So we can power up this Babarrel EX with the Oceanic Gift on our Manaphy. And then because we have water energies attached, we can use Irida as a healing card, which heals 40 damage from each of our Pokemon with water energy attached. We can use Pokemon Center Lady to heal 30 damage. We can use Potions to heal 20 damage. And then the Babarrel EX's attack also heals 30 damage from itself. So just a pretty good tank and heal strategy. We're going to use 2 Giant Capes to make that 180 HP Babarrel EX. And when you play an Irida, you're healing 40, and when you attack, you're healing another 30, so you can heal 70 or 60 per turn if you're playing Pokemon Center Lady as your supporter for turn. But just seems like a good tank and heal Pokemon EX. Great way to power it up with the Manaphy, and the Irida just pairs really well with this whole package, so give this deck a try. I certainly will be. Then coming in at number 1, we have the new Wugtrio EX. Not only is Wugtrio a hilarious Pokemon, seems to be a pretty strong EX card in the set. It has the pop out throughout attack for 3 water energy, and then one of your opponent's Pokemon is chosen at random 3 times, and you do 50 damage to that Pokemon. So this is sort of like the Dragonite's Draco Meteor attack. It chooses your opponent's Pokemon at random 4 times. This only does it 3 times, but it is just a stage 1 instead of a stage 2. Can be powered up with Manaphy and Misty. Can be healed with Irida and those sorts of things. So I think this is a very, very strong EX Pokemon. Should be playing 2 Manaphy, a 2-2 Wugtrio line, 1 Palkia EX in here. Palkia EX still just a great attacker. 2 Research and 1 Iono for consistency. 2 Misties, 2 Iridas, 2 X Speeds, 2 Pokeballs, and then 2 Giant Capes to make your Wug Trios a little bit bigger. 140 HP isn't the most HP in the world. Giant Capes are also good to just give your Manaphy a little bit more survivability if you want to use Oceanic Gift more times. And then they're good on all of your Pokemon, honestly, in the deck. So why not play 2 Giant Capes? I'm a big fan of the Giant Cape in the game. Yeah, so I think this deck seems really strong. I do think if you use a pop-out throughout attack like 3 times in a game, you've won. That's just, it's so good. And I do think that you can get into games where you just like power up 2 Wug Trios with Manaphy and Misty, and then you use pop-out throughout 3 times. Your opponent's going to have a tough time at knocking out your Wug Trio EX, and you're spreading a bunch of damage across their board. And yeah, I think it's a very, very cool attack. Draco Meteor, obviously very strong. When Pocket first came out, if you were able to power up a Dragonite and use Draco Meteor twice, you'd basically won the game. I do think that because Wug Trio does 50 less damage than the Draco Meteor, you're probably going to use it 3 times. But if you can use Pop Out throughout 3 times, I think you've won the game. So it seems like a really fun EX to try out, and a lot of great support for water Pokemon, obviously, in the game. So I'm excited to give Wug Trio EX a try. But if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like on the video. It really helps out the channel. Hit that subscribe button, and then comment down below which decks you're excited to try in this new format in TCG Pocket. But that's all I have for you guys today. Stay tuned for the next video.